I'm not a Rangers fan, but I respect our legend.
Oh, is that?
What team do you support?
I'm a Paddington fan.
Hi, how you doing? We are the people. Alright, no surrender. We are the people.
Sash.
It's all beautiful and his colours they are fine and his monadary Scotland were playing, so they played their legends.
You done that one with the Amira?
Alright, how you doing? We are the people. Alright, no surrender.
People, fuck off, fucking nail, man.
His mates are righteous.
You getting abused?
I think he's one. He's right.
Yeah?
I think one was Celtic, one was Rangers.
What were you saying? So what else is happening, Abdul? You neck of the woods up here?
Huh? This is, we call this a small town.
Small town?
See, from the West End, we used to say small town. Suckhill Street. Middle town was Buchanan Street.
Aye.
Again, so we used to call that big town. Because we stayed there, innit?
Aye.
And our walking distance, we used to say we're going to small town. Suckhill Street. Or the middle town was Buchanan Street. Big town was Argyll Street. That's where the big shops were, you know.
Aye.
Like, you used to get boots here. Small one, the big boots were always there, you know. You had Mark Spencer's here, the big one was there. So that's what we called it, small town, big town. We're in the small town, Suckhill Street.
Aye.
There's no what it used to be. A lot of shops closed down here.
Yeah?
A lot of shops are closed down. We're taking on Braga now. Braga we go next. We're going to go all the way to Seville for the final. So, I was telling you, get ready, Red Star.
What message you got for your Rangers fans worldwide?
Oh, we'll be in Seville for the final.
Now watching this video.
We'll be Europa Cup final in Seville on May the 18th.
You going to be there?
Oh, I'll definitely be there.
Making a video there?
Aye, I'll wear a sombrero and the beach ball.
Are they going to let us in? Are they going to let us in there?
Why not? Why not?
Aye.
Go to sunny Spain, get a suntan there.
We're like Manchester all over again, eh?
Manchester all over again. We'll take up over 100,000 fans there. There'll be no Tims in Spain. Tell all the Tims you know that with Seville bound in your know. We'll be having some fun, but you Fenians can't come for you were knocked out a year long ago. Tell all the Tims you know that with Seville bound in your know. We'll be having some fun, but you Fenians can't come for you were knocked out a year of long ago. When the jails go up to lift the Europa Cup, we'll be there. We'll be there when the cheers go up to lift the Europa Cup. We'll be there. So bring them all on. Abdul, I jumped in front of the car when he came out Ibrox and he goes, "Hurry up, what are you doing?"
What,
I was wearing the Union Jack flag now, you know.
he knows you, eh?
Just says, "Alright, I'll have
He knows your name, in fuck's sake.
Everyone knows me.
Hey, so Gascoigne's watching this video. What message you got for him?
Gascoigne, singers the sash. Gascoigne keep playing the flute. He was on the park playing the flute there, you know. He still enjoys playing the flute. Aye, he's a fan's favourite, you know.
Good player.
Yeah, Gaz, aye. I was a good player back then.
And then George Best as well. He had problems with alcohol and drugs as well.
Aye, he died young as well.
He died very young.
Liver was damaged, you know.
And then Gascoigne's got issues as well with drugs and all that and drink. Aye.
That's it.
There's videos of him on social media.
Aye.
Social media.
Aye, in the hospitals and all that.
And he's battling with all that.
Aye, you know. Try to commit suicide and all that.
Did he try to commit suicide as well?
Aye, he done that a few times. He's been
Seriously?
Aye.
I never knew that.
Aye, it's been all over the news, you know. He's tried to commit suicide a few times.
How did he try to kill himself? Like,
It's just overdose of tablets or something, you know.
right?
He's even mentioned it, you know. He mentioned he was tried to kill himself a few times and that.
Is he bipolar as well? Is he bipolar? Has he got mental health?
I don't know about that, but I know he's got obsessive OCD.
Is it
Obsessive
OCD?
compulsive. And that's his compulsion is drinking.
Right.
You know?
That's a mental illness, isn't it? OCD.
Aye.
Right. And so So it's, I mean, it's quite common that OCD is quite...
He's compelled to drink. He can't leave it.
Aye.
So I understand it because I've got it for, well, not for drink, but I've got it for like singing the songs, for example, you know.
I remember listening to one of his interviews back a few years ago, and he used to go to like the big cup final games and all that. He used to actually go quite drunk. He used to drink a couple of cans and he'd go and play, do you know what I mean, an important match. Do you know what I mean? Drunk, like, and he'd score like 2 goals and all that, set up another 2 goals, like. Like, how the fuck was he? I mean, how could somebody be that good and be fucking? Do you know what I mean? I mean, that was him. He probably didn't even take football that serious. Do you know what I mean? If he was like that, but imagine he did take it serious.
No, he could have been a better player if he didn't. You know.
I mean, imagine his fitness when it was better. Like,
He would have been.
So he was like a natural talent, and he was just naturally talented. Gascoigne.
That's the way people are. He was just born with it.
Aye.
Just lucky.
Because he played for Newcastle, and then
he went to Spurs in London.
And he went over.
He went to Lazio in Italy.
That's right.
And then he wanted to come back to look like England. English teams were after him, but Rangers came in for him. And as soon as Rangers came in, he had talks here. He said, "I'm signed for Rangers," you know. And that stunned the whole England because they thought, "Why would you want to go to Scotland?" But, you know, because they think our league's not that great.
That's right.
But he was so impressed with what Rangers had to show, you know, offer him, you know.
For me, there's one goal he scored against Scotland. That was he chipped over Henry.
His own club teammate, Gandhi-Guru. Because you know that was his teammate, and then they were Scotland England playing down at Wembley.
That's right.
And he scored the goal, yeah.
I remember that goal. Paul Gascoigne. He's always having a wee giggle and all that, wee laugh. He's always up for a good sense of humour.
Well, that's what we've not got enough of that in the game, doing it.
Aye.
We like that.
Is it Paul there?
Hi, are you for hire?
I'll pick somebody up.
We're going.
Alright, you're a Rangers fan?
Yes, I know.
We are people.
I know.
What's the Heinlein?
Alright, right.
Do you watch my podcast? I know you. Do you know John Sanford?
Huh?
John Sanford?
No, who's that?
Are you for hire?
Alright, is that your friend?
Do you want? Yeah. Do you watch my podcast? I mean, see, I know you. I actually know.
She's a Rangers fan. She knows me. Where is you want to go?
But he's Celtic. He's green. He's Celtic.
No, I'm Rangers.
He's Celtic. Watch my mirror. Watch my mirror.
Some Celtic.
You're Celtic. Exactly, you're Celtic. Half.
But can we think? Do I?
Are you for
Do I
hire?
have this? I'm going to have this for you.
No, but I'm not actually working. I'm not actually a taxi driver.
Oh, you know, yeah.
Both. Well, that's what she says.
Downstairs.
Downstairs, well, we don't know. We're not sure.
Right, so you're basically saying, right, that you don't believe that Amira, the girl we interviewed.
I think she was
last
always a
week.
girl.
So you don't believe she used to be a guy?
Right, because if you look at the signs, she's not got an Adam's apple for a start.
Right.
Right. And if you look at her arse, it's big like a female's, the hips, the shape, this and that, you know. And the way she said this on that film that she's getting bullied and that, you know, by girls. Now, if she was a boy, she claimed to be a boy but getting bullied by girls. That's strange. Girls don't normally bully boys. Normally boys would bully boys, so is that not strange?
Right.
Because she says that I was a boy but I'm actually getting bullied by girls. The boys never said anything to me, but the girls said it, but I know a bit weird. You know? So...
But then she said she was the first transgender contestant on Naked Attraction, right?
Right.
So why is she claiming to be had the sex change from male to female then?
But transgender could be female in a male's body.
No, but she's not a male. She's a female now. She used to be a male.
No, but that's what she's claiming.
Right. Well, you're saying she's lying?
Possibility, because as I said, she hasn't shown us any. She's not showed us any recent pictures either. And she goes, I had pictures when I was a little kid. Maybe my mother's got it, but she's brought up during the era of everyone's taking, you know, photographs left, right, and centre with their phones, camera phones, and she says she's not got a picture of just a few years ago. You know, so it's just hard to believe, you know.
Well, I mean. Put it this way,
it doesn't add up. Her story doesn't add up.
Well, put it this way, right? Say you met a transgender person, right?
Alright.
Okay? And they had the sex change and all that from male to female, right? And say you were out and you met somebody, you had a one night stand, right?
Aye.
We're talking hypothetically, right?
Right, I wouldn't do that.
But hypothetically,
All right,
talking-
just an example, right?
right? And you wake up the next morning, right? And the person says to you,
Or they tell you the next day.
"Oh, here, by the way, I've got something to tell you." You're like, "What?" You're like, "Oh, I used to be a guy and I had a sex change. I'm a woman now," and that's quite common nowadays, right?
Would you just fool them?
It's
Don't
quite
tell
common.
them the truth.
It's quite common. Like a lot of people have sex, obviously with science and all that.
Well, I don't
people
know
have-
anybody's been the victim there yet.
People have obviously sex change and all that. Sex changes all the time. So,
I know what happens.
right. Now, how would you feel? That you just shagged the fucking guy,
Well, of course you'd feel bad.
or would you be like, fuck it?
They might end up attacking them. Why did you tell me not right? Why did you tell me wrong?
You'd be scarred for. I mean, somebody would be. I would imagine most people would be scarred for life. What do you think?
The guy would be scared.
Right, so tell me this, right? So say a transgender person, right, participates in say the Olympics or the Commonwealth Games, right?
Right.
And they win, say that I don't know, a race or something else, wrestling match or something, right? And they win gold medal and they win against a female, right? Right? Is that not unfair? Or do you think it should be a separate games for trans people?
I suppose that's the only fairest way, isn't it?
Because at the end of the day, they've still got a man's strength.
I know.
Do you know what I'm trying to say?
Aye.
Like, do you know where I'm coming from?
Aye.
They've got a man's strength.
Aye.
Even though they've had the sex change,
Aye.
they're not really 100% a woman.
I know, so they've got the.
Do you know what I'm trying to say?
So
No?
they have the advantage.
They've got an
of winning.
advantage.
Aye, I know that. Well, that's it.
Like, they've got extra red blood cells and all that. Do you know what I mean? Like more like testosterone and all that.
Aye, they have more
I know they take certain things they take to suppress all that to be more feminine, but
they'll still have a bit more strength.
if push comes to shove,
Aye, they still will be.
they still have that advantage, innit?
Advantage, aye, definitely.
What do you think?
Aye, that's it. There's no fair in it. Hi, Brew. That isn't open. Me in Scotland from Girders.